Good evening, Pittsburgh sports fans. Welcome to the Pittsburgh Sports Desk. I'm back. I was a little under the weather last week. Had sinus infection. I'm still not 100%, but you know what? As a one country singer used to say, Toby Keith, I ain't as good as I once was, but I'm good once as I'll ever be. So here I am. Voila. Joining me, my co-hosts Mac, Ed, and Tracy. How are we doing tonight, gentlemen?
Very well. Thank you, sir. Very, very well.
Excellent.
Yes, how Ian's doing?
That's great. So, lots to talk about. I know you guys were did a fine job, with doing the show. I mean, you guys do it. You guys flow and do it. You know how you're better than what when I host the damn thing. So you guys did a hell of a job. But I guess we're weeks away from draft. I mean, how has snuck up on us, but we definitely want to get into that. I mean, we need to talk about this, I guess. Ed seems to no, I mean, I do see your point, Ed. Rogers, I mean, we need to talk about it, even though most people are sick of hearing about it. We just would like a damn decision already. I'll get into I have a gripe about it, and I'll get into that. Yeah, I mean it's ridiculous. It's a bunch of ridiculousness. If you're coming back, what do you gain by not breaking the news that you're coming back? What do you gain by that? I don't know. We'll get into that. I want to talk Penguins. I mean, these Penguins are rolling along. 2 big wins. Go and face an Islanders team, struggle a little bit in the first period and then just completely kick ass in the second and third period. And last night, another, example, you just handle the Detroit Red Wings 5-1. They're poised. They got Tampa coming back next. Or I'm sorry, they got Tampa. They're at Tampa next tomorrow night. And then you got back-to-back the Florida Panthers. They're rolling. I want to get your guys' take on the state of this team going in as the playoffs near, just where they're at. Talk Pirates. Pirates are 3-3. Got another win today. Trace, I know you have some 2 cents to give on that. We'll get into that on what I don't know. I got some things I want to say about the Pirates. And we'll get into that. And Riverhounds, Ed, Trace, and Mac, I know, they're rolling along too. So we'll get into that a little bit. All right. Without further ado, let's talk some draft here. What are you guys thinking here? I mean, we're very close to the draft right now. You got to look at. I mean, I kind of put together a little bit of a mock draft. Nothing special, just some things I'm looking at. I think definitely they need to look at wideouts. I've said it before. I think you definitely got to look at offensive line. There's a couple names I want to throw out. Obviously, you got to look at quarterback. You got to address that. Safeties, linebackers, kind of round out what I would say is must needs. Let's start with Tracy on this one. Trace, what do you think? With like I said, very close to the draft. What are you looking at here? What do you think their needs are position wise, and what's your take?
I like your idea, Billy, of wide receiver, obviously, but I think if that left guard from Penn State's there, that's the direction I want to go personally. But that doesn't mean that's what they'll try to do. But I also think middle linebacker, and they should try to address, if they can, somewhere in between those 3 positions. I would much rather a lineman than a wide receiver in the first round. But if that pedigree's there and we can go get our guy, why not? But at the same time, 12 picks, I don't see us walking away with 12 picks. They're going to end up trading at some point. Now, if Rogers doesn't come back, maybe they go after Simpson and a wide receiver combo. I don't know. But if not, I see them going after a lineman to try to protect an older quarterback.
Well, let me ask you this. Here, we got some comments here. Let's Derpy can't wait to draft Mac Jones 2.0 at pick 21, or waste it on another O lineman. I'd rather go DT or wide receiver first round, honestly. But knowing old heads, we are getting an offensive lineman. Yeah, I mean, I kind of think that's where they're heading. I'm going to throw a name out to you guys, and somebody I think that maybe you ought to draft as your first pick, and that's Caden Proctor, offensive tackle out of Alabama. We've talked about this guy numerous times. Broderick Jones has not played like a first rounder. He's now he's dealing with injuries. You know, you've got just I don't know. I think it's a bust at this point. We've talked about this before. Proctor's a big, powerful movie, 6'7", 352 pounds. You know, he had a little bit of an up and down final season, I will say that. But, you know, the combine and some of the pro day and some of this pre-draft testing, he's looked pretty damn good. And, you know, last season he only had 3 sacks allowed for Alabama, and he only had 2 penalties as well. You know, it's rumored that they're going to be out on quarterbacks in round 1. So I think it only makes sense to bolster that offensive line, you know, if in fact Aaron Rodgers returns, which everything pretty much points to it. So let's say you guys. Ed, go ahead. Handle it next.
What do they do in the first round? They're going in with 12 picks. First round, I think it's too high, even though there's not that much of a drop-off from Mendoza to Ty Simpson. I still think it's too high. They might want to do it just because it gives you the 5th-year option, but you're going to have to trade up in the second round to get him because he's going to go in the top 5 in the second round. So I think it's still too little early in the first round, or somebody comes in and trades ahead of him and grabs him. I mean, they definitely need a quarterback. They have great needs on the offensive line and defensive line. So, I mean, you really can't miss because they have so many needs. So, I mean, at this point, you take the best available player and you hope that the need meets the talent because I think you can't go wrong with any pick because they have so many needs. So, and if they're going to just goof around with quarterback, then you obviously have to build from the inside out, and it's obviously going to be an offensive lineman. You know, Proctor is very similar, unfortunately, to Broderick Jones, who, by the way, they have not said no to his 5th-year option, which would pay him a whopping $19 million next year. Right. If they do that, I don't know. They can't because they don't have any money. But, you know, that just the money's going to dwindle away. So I don't know what Aaron is thinking he's going to get because it's not going to be a lot. Because they have to save money for that obnoxious draft class they have of 12 players because they have to have that money guaranteed before they go into the draft. So they're kind of, as the French would say, screw-ed. I think it's called screw-ed is what they say in France. So, I mean, they can always do what everybody else does, and they're called geniuses when they do it, when they push all the money further down to another year. But that's just idiocy. You know, who's going to pay for future credit for crappy players? So if he eats up, they sit right now at 30 – where are they? 30.3. They give that to Broderick Jones. That's $19 million. Real easy math. $11.3 million left, right? You need about $12.5 million for the obnoxious 12-player draft. So that leaves you with zero money. So what are you going to give Rodgers? Are you going to go open all these other contracts and create $30 million or whatever the number is he wants? Even if it's not 30, he's not going to play for free. He's not going to play for the veteran minimum of $2 million. So they're kind of screw-ed. So me in the first round, take the best available player because it doesn't matter. There's so many needs on the team. It doesn't matter. Go ahead, Mackie.
I'll real quick. Can we just read it? Can I read the comments real quick? I'm sorry. Let me just. You got to shore up the trenches. Vegas is saying, and I agree. I totally agree. JT. By the way, JT, hell of a job last night, brother, singing that national anthem. That was awesome. I wasn't able to be there. Saw it, and you did a kick-ass job, JT. Caleb Banks, the defensive tackle, Steelers. Yeah, I mean, hey, there's a lot of needs. I agree. We've got Ronald Bright, 3147. If Mike McCarthy is a great QB developer that people say, then why not draft Taylor Green at some point, late 4th or 5th round? Because I'm sure they can find some gadget plays to utilize him. Well, I don't know if he's going to go back to the days of like Mike Mularkey when Mike Mularkey was the offensive coordinator and he had all kinds of gadget plays. I'm not sure. Go ahead, Mac. I'm sorry, buddy. I didn't mean to cut you off, brother.
No, I'm kind of used to you by now, but it's cool. I'll roll right in here. But I do love the nickname, Screw Ed. I'll keep that. But rolling into this draft, I don't think there's any question what you have to do. You got to stay O-line. I agree with you, Bill, on the tackle side of the house. Go guard, go tackle. You pick. It doesn't matter. Best available. I know the kid out of Alabama is great. I've heard a lot about them talking about the guy that Tracy mentions all the time, Olivia, however you pronounce that. But I keep hearing a lot about this Spencer Fanu kid out of Utah. I heard they're really hot on that guy, and Kuiper's the only guy that has him on his board, by the way. There's not a whole lot of all in on him, but I hear that the Steelers really do like him. So I think you got to go line. I keep hearing a little bit about the wide receiver talk, but I would stay tackle and or on the guard side of the house because you got to protect the guy that supposedly is coming to town. But that's all I got. Go ahead, Bill.
I agree. No, I agree. No, I just want to raise some more comments. We got them flowing in here. The Derpsters chiming in. I kind of want Caden McDonald. That's another guy I had on my list too, but that's just me. Yeah, you're not the only one, Derp.
6'2", 326 out of Ohio State, 88 grade overall.
And then Derp says, but I'm the Steelers. They got to be aggressive with those 12 picks, especially with it being in their background. Yeah. Yes. I agree. I agree with that. Backyard. Yeah, no, I agree. I that's a good point by Derp. I totally agree. He likes Taylor Green too.
Talon.
Yeah. Talon, not Taylor. Yeah, Talon Green too. Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, hey, like I said, I think you need to. I really think I agree that we had a comment a little bit, a few comments back about shoring up the trenches from Vegas, Vegas TJ. Man, I tell you what, some of these. Some of these screen names.
TJG.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I mean, he said we got to shore up the trenches, and he's right. I agree with that. I think that should be your number one priority. And like I said, Caden Proctor is a guy I think that could be. I mean, let me throw this out to you guys. At this point in time, are we going to just say that the Broderick Jones experiment is, I mean, it's not over, but is it more than likely going to be over at some point? I mean, are we nearing more towards the Broderick Jones experiment being over? Or I mean, Ed, you mentioned about giving him the 5th-year option. Do you really think that's going to come to fruition?
Billy, they haven't said no yet. So they have 31 days. We'll know in 31 days.
Yeah.
Tough put.
These guys are awesome. Hate to be in the city during the draft. Not much faith in the second mediocre Mike.
Hey, that Caden
We're going to start that over again, huh?
Right. 6'7", 352. He has an 87 overall, but I don't know. Is he better at pass protecting or run blocking?
Well, I mean, from what I understand, he's better at pass protecting. I mean, he's very good hands, good shiftiness, good footwork. From what I understand, good angles, Trace. Because I know you're a former college lineman. You know all about angles and how you need to do that. You got to get the right angle. You got to get shoulder pad, all that stuff when you pass block. Pad level, yes. Yeah, hands, you got to have all that stuff. And for a guy that only gave up 3 sacks allowed last season and only had 2 penalties, I mean, I think he's pretty damn disciplined player, it seems.
If I remember correctly, in the senior year of your man, who's the current one, he did not give up a sack at all and had 2 penalties at Georgia. So I think playing the SEC can be a little
deceiving.
Deceiving because that was Broderick Jones this year. So
well, how much of that was the coaching staff though as well, not being able to develop him? I mean, you have a new. I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just throwing it out there.
Well, not only that, but how many quarterbacks have been coming out of those teams that are supposedly amazing, don't do anything?
Dave?
Yeah. Dave, what's going on, my brother Dave? What's going on, fellas?
Schreckengost. Go ahead and just say it. Schreckengost. That's my best pronunciation.
Yeah, he's my high school buddy. He's back in the area, and him and I have been hanging out. Mac, you met him, so yeah. So Good guy. He's glad he's back. Glad he's back in the Berg. Whew. Yeah.
Look, this is what you're dealing with
I'm
the
glad.
Steelers. They have an 8% hit rate in the first round. The league average is 44%. They're at 8. So that's what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a team that does not know what the hell they're doing with first round picks. Sorry to tell you guys that. It's hard for you guys to
No, that's
understand.
probably true. But if we go after that Ohio State guy that we just mentioned, or the was it Alabama guy that we just mentioned, either of those two will be hits. I mean, Caden McDonald, or was the other guy we just were talking about?
But let me ask you then, Ed.
Yes,
that's
sir.
a very good. That's a very good point. I mean, it is a very good point. I'm not going to overlook that. But when you look at that, this is the dawn of a new age for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, we're not under the Mike Tomlin, and we all know this. Mike Tomlin controlled everything. He had full autonomy when it comes to all operations. Okay, we've got there's a new sheriff in town. Okay, is it going to be different? I'm asking. It's a question. I'm just throwing it out there.
Yes. Have any of you guys listened to him talk yet?
I've listened to him talk a bunch of times.
Listen, he talks like us. Like I have a feeling that he's bringing a little bit of passion that I think Cower had. I'm going to say, but it's not going to be the same temperature, right? But I just think that he's going to bring it. Not only that, but one of the key things that I heard him talk about was footwork, specifically Will Howard's footwork. I think he talked about if he cleans it up, he thinks he's going to be able to do something with him.
Yeah.
So yes, I do think.
Okay, now I'm even more skeptical of the Steelers.
I'm even more.
Kid's got no arm. He's not a quarterback. Sorry. Next.
Did you see
You just have to be blunt because you guys, you suck. Your team sucks. You're always picking the same thing, 21. You haven't done crap or shit in years. What in the ever-loving hell are you trying to analyze some idiot's footwork who sucks? You can't throw the ball down the field. Give me a break. Go get a friggin' quarterback, and then we'll talk. I mean, Rodgers sucks. He's 42. Come on. What the hell? Mac, get in there. Tell him something.
Well, I would love to say that I love you in Carolina better. I hope you move there permanently. But anyway.
Well, he'd still be here via StreamYard, so what the hell would it really matter?
Come on. Seriously?
Lebo will take your taxes online anyway. But,
I turn that in, thank God.
Come
on, be honest.
I hear you about the whole legacy previous 20 years. You just go back. However, I will say this. It is a new era, but with the Rodgers thing, they ain't selling me, Ed. So I'm on your team on this particular one. They're letting Aaron Rodgers run their organization right now, which is damn right pathetic. I can get angry, I can throw things, and you guys want to do it too. Anyone who defends this move is silly. We can talk draft, but then we can talk the elephant. And you said we were going to bring them in. Let's walk them in. Well, Ed's smiling like the butcher's dog now.
Well, here's the thing that you let, and you can say whatever you want to say. You let Tomlin basically hijack the organization for 19 years. Rodgers is the new Tomlin, in my opinion. He's the new Tomlin. He's the one that's going to call the shots. He's the one that's, and I'll tell you what, I agree with you guys. A 42 going to be 43-year-old quarterback. Do you really think that that's the answer? We talked about this before. I get it. He had decent stats last year, but you know what? I listen. He was damn lucky he didn't get hurt. I mean, he had that thumb issue and things like that. But listen. And who do you have? And I know we're still early. We're not even to the draft yet. But who do you have in case? Let's say he goes down for 8 games. Who do you have? Who do you have? I mean, literally, who do you get? Mason Rudolph? You think Mason Rudolph's going to come in and win you games?
Will Howard. If anybody who thinks Will Howard is good they're just kidding themselves. If the kids showed out, Dave thinks that the Kenny Pickett debacle is hanging over their head. I think they
hey, Dave, I agree. Kenny Pickett, that whole thing put that organization back 5 years. It did, at least. Not at least. I would say 4 to 5 years. It put them back.
Getting ready to go on 4 years right now.
Yeah. So I mean, that was a absolute debacle.
Yeah.
And who orchestrated that? Who was standing with the baton directing the orchestra in that? Mike Tomlin. Okay, you can thank Mike Tomlin for that one. he was so high on him, and and he freaking Pickett didn't even want to come here, for crying out loud. That's the even insult to injury. He didn't want to even be here.
Well,
he was sick of being,
I'll say this, Bill. I mean, everyone's mad about the decision, but in essence, for Rodgers playing football, he could still play football. I'm not saying he's a top 5 quarterback guy, but he could still fling the football. He still makes sound decision. But the only decision that we care about is whether you're going to play or not. Right. I can't watch you make a decision under center until you do it. So I could condemn that all day. His play on the field, I like it. But what are you going to do, man? What are you going to do?
Well, I would, even though he's slightly younger, I would have liked Kirk Cousins. I really would have liked Kirk Cousins, because I think you would have had just a better option than Kirk Cousins. I really believe that.
I'm going to give you guys an analogy of how you run a football team, right? The Seattle Seahawks.
Let's listen in, guys. Coming from a Washington fan, let's listen to this.
Listen up. Seattle Seahawks.
Pay attention to this.
Seattle Seahawks.
This could be good.
Quarterback after he showed out on the last game of the year, threw 5 touchdowns. They paid that quarterback a lot of money in free agency. He came to Seattle. Then they drafted this kid in the 3rd round. And he was a baseball player. He played at 2 different schools. They brought him in the 3rd preseason game, back when they were 4, the one you're preparing for the season, that player started. Name that player. You name both of them, I'll give you a kiss virtually. Anybody?
Russell?
It was Russell Wilson.
There's one. Who's the other player?
Did the same
Flynn?
There it is. Who said Flynn?
Matt Flynn. Yep.
Mwah. You guys
Flynn.
get a kiss, right? So they understood.
That's a more right.
Now, what I'm talking about this, I'm saying that if that guy, Will Howard, was in practice showing out like Russell Wilson did, Will Howard would be on the field. Period. End of story. Will Howard sucks. You need a quarterback in a quarterback lead. Period. You need a quarterback. Go get one. Otherwise, we're just going to be spinning our wheels. And Rodgers will give you a guy that's never been in my kitchen. That's a very good answer. That's actually Mr. himself, the postman himself. But anyway, it doesn't matter. We can talk about this all day long. You have no quarterback. You just don't have one. You're in a league that requires a quarterback. You ain't got one. Kirk Cousins over Aaron Rodgers, please, son. Go check yourself into the same rehab center that Puka's in. That's low blow, a little too early. Puka's in rehab. So it doesn't matter who you have. I mean, and Mac's right. I mean, Rodgers will get you 26-8, maybe this year 28-5. I don't know, but I mean, it's just ordinary play. I mean, there's no extraordinary stuff. He's not going to run. He's just not. He's not mobile.
Well, so he's ran in how long?
Yeah, I'm just saying it's not the right move for your team. But then again, it's going to just keep picking you at 20. Go keep picking at 20. It doesn't do you any good. So,
well, that's why they got to trade up to get higher than 20 or 21 now. They got to get higher than that. But also, they should be able to get multiple picks within 1 or 2 with the amount of picks they have.
Let me ask you this. Do you think there's any chance they possibly could – I mean, I don't think he's going to be there round 2. You think Garrett Nussmeier's there at round 2?
Yes, 100%.
You think they could potentially at 53 get 100%. Him?
100%.
You think that they would do that?
No, because they're stupid. They're going to go defense. They're going to go offensive line. Then they go with a defensive back. Oh my God, this guy fell to us. Then we're going to find out the guy was in jail for 6 years.
You sold on Nussmeier?
Nussmeier's a very good athlete. Yes.
I mean, here's the thing. I think if you're Mike McCarthy, he's that it's your traditional West Coast offense and that Mike McCarthy has.
Yeah.
When you look at Nussmeier, it's perfect. Good arm talent, accuracy, can throw on the run. That's good for short to intermediate passings. That's perfect for that. And
plus Ty Simpson's going to be gone unless you get to the first 5 picks of the second round.
Yeah.
Because he's going to go off the board. I'll give you my only lock of the whole draft. Somebody's going to draft in the back half, anywhere from pick 28 to 32. Somebody's going to trade back in there to get Ty Simpson.
Yeah,
they are. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Why would you not?
Right.
I don't know.
Another guy I like is that
was a great quarterback prospect.
Everything I read about Nussmeier, he's just a small guy.
No, because Will Howard sucks. Get over yourself. Will Howard sucks. He was terrible before he got to Ohio State and their $25 million line. He sucks. Terrible. He's not a good quarterback.
I mean, I'm not saying I'm not going to go as far as that he's terrible. But
he's not a good quarterback. He's not an NFL quarterback. He's a backup.
I like the comment there.
Yeah. Did you not say terrible? I thought I heard terrible.
I'll go with terrible. Let's go with terrible. Don't care. The guy can't play quarterback. If he was able to play quarterback, he'd be on the field right now.
Well, nobody's on the field now, Edward.
Well, nobody's on the field right now, but
Well, I mean, he got hurt last year, and that hampered. He didn't have any. Wasn't. I mean, he has yet to take an NFL snap, for crying out loud, and he's in his second year. So this is really his rookie season. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you've yet to see him play in the NFL. I mean, you've yet to see him play in the. I want to see what he does in preseason. I'm just not going to give up to him.
I wonder if his hands got any bigger.
I'd like to trade.
I'd like to trade up to 35 to some idiot team that gives up their first round pick in 27 to us.
Never know.
Never know, yeah. Stranger things have happened. Another guy I like is that Jennings Dunker, the guard out of Iowa, guys. So, you know,
with the mullet.
Yeah. You know, with Sayamalu gone, you know, and you got that opening at left guard, you know, I think Dunker could be perfect with that, you know.
That Penn State guard's going to be gone. He's not going to last. He's not.
Yeah. Well, that's why I said I think I think maybe at round 3 they could potentially get Dunker. I think he'd be available. You know, so
I think we can all.
They will have an offensive lineman from Utah. You can bet your ass on it.
Yeah.
It'll either be that Lomu kid or that Fano. One of the two. Pick one. Guard, tackle. They're grabbing one of those dudes. And they're both pretty solid, by the way.
Let me ask you a question since I'm not a Pittsburgh.
I said Utes.
Utes. What do you think? What is your gut reaction going to be if they give that fool the 5th-year option? I just want to know.
I mean, I think it's going to be stupid. I mean, that would be equivalent to when Dubas signed Jari to a 5-year deal a few years back.
Time's a ticking.
I won't like to look at Ed in the face because the smile will kill me. I assure you on that.
Okay.
Well,
I think.
Come on. Jeez. Will Howard stinks. He's not a good quarterback, period. If he was good, he'd be in the NFL playing and starting. He's not a good quarterback.
We're going to make Crow.
His percentage at Kansas State was terrible. It was 54%. He was awful.
I'm going to beat Crows again, Eddie. That's all there is to it.
Well, he was chased out by what? Avery, what was his name?
Avery
Johnson. Yeah, and I know.
Yeah.
All right. And I mean, you go to Ohio State. I mean, you're playing. He had NFL caliber,
everywhere.
Skill guys surrounding him. Yeah, everywhere.
And he still couldn't beat Michigan.
I'm not. Listen, I'm not going to give up on the kid though. I don't think he's. I don't think he's that bad. We know what you think, Ed. How about Mac and Trace? What's your take on Will Howard? You with me? Do you think he has potential?
Yes.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, I'm not going to be so quick to say this guy, you know. I mean, listen, it was unfortunate that he had that injury last year. You know, we would have seen him, you know, last year in the preseason. We would have gotten a taste of what he is. But we didn't. He got hurt, and it would have been nice to see him live. Now this year, that's really, of everything I'm looking at in preseason. That's what I'm watching the preseason this year to see how Will Howard does.
Well, you should be watching that if he gets in there. But I'll tell you this: when he had a chance to play, at OSU, I know everyone in the country was saying that he underperformed with that roster. He's playing with an NFL roster with OSU. And a lot of people knocked him for it. I like the kid's spirit. However, spirit doesn't get it done. I mean, here's a kid in Minnesota that just got benched, and we all think he has great spirit. And Minnesota banked on him being their quarterback, and where'd that get him? Out of the playoffs. Okay.
Right. So that was stupid on their part.
Yeah. That's why I brought it up. It's very similar.
Yeah. I mean, you gave the kid the keys to the Ferrari.
Yeah,
right off the bat, and I mean, At Michigan, he was your
big keys there for Ferrari. They got
I mean he was slightly above average, I would say.
Again, what I brought McCarthy up for, McCarthy,
and that's being generous.
McCarthy performed with a team, right, that was awesome with Michigan. Okay, Howard did something similar, very mediocre,
right?
But won, right? That's why I brought it up.
Yeah.
What happened then?
McCarthy was undefeated, if I recall.
Right.
Yeah, he was.
Just bringing it up.
I look. We talked to Ray Fittipaldo, beat writer for the Post Gazette, and he thinks, "Come on, we can't even read that."
Please don't.
Joe Burrow was he's incredible. One of the best performances in the history of the game of football in college. Will Howard is nowhere near Joe Burrow. He can't even undo his strap. He won't be able to touch his jock. Will Howard, in practice, according to the beat reporter for the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Post Gazette, is wildly inaccurate. If the guy could do anything, he'd be on the field. He would be on the field if he could do anything, period. What happened when Brady got on the field? Dominated. He's a 6th-round pick, number 199 overall. He got on the field, and that guy never played another snap except against the Steelers.
Wait till he fixes footwork.
It is
Billy,
nice.
write it down.
I mean, hey, listen, I'm willing to give Will Howard. I'm willing to see what he can do. I'm willing to see what he
plays
can
in preseason. He's going to be playing against UPS drivers. He's going to be playing against car salesmen, insurance salesmen. That's he's not going to play at the ones. Come on.
We're
far too advanced in the show to think Will Howard is an NFL
if Bledsoe doesn't get knocked out, though, Brady doesn't get that shot. So you never know. With our offensive line, maybe Aaron Rodgers. I don't know.
So what happened when Aaron Rodgers got knocked out? Who'd they bring in? Who'd they bring in? They brought Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer.
That's because he was the only one dressed, Eddie.
Nope. Will Howard was available. Sorry, boss. And they didn't bring him in. Wouldn't bring him in. He's third quarterback. They wouldn't bring him in because he's not.
Yeah. Well, because he wasn't ready too. He didn't take he hasn't yet to take an NFL snap.
He's not a good
He's
quarterback.
yet to take an NFL snap.
Not gonna take another.
So that's why they didn't bring him in.
He's not gonna take one with the Steelers. And if he does, they'll win 5 games. He's not a good quarterback. He simply just isn't. And they don't have quarterback coaches.
Listen, the jury. You may be right. I mean, the jury's still out. The jury's still out on him. You may be right. You very well may be right.
I already bought the jury off. I showed him his play tape from Kansas State. They're like, "Yep, can't play." So we're good.
Yeah. I mean, you may very well be right. So, but
we'll see.
I'm going to throw another name, Tyler Odenham. I like him. That defensive tackle out of Texas A&M. I like this Chris Brazzell from the wideout out of Tennessee. I like him as well. He ran a 4.37. He's got that field stretching speed. Had I think 16.5 yards per catch last season. Had 9 touchdowns. I like him. So, anything else we want to talk about draft, guys? No.
We having Chinese food that day again, or what?
I won't be there. I'll be in DC.
Okay,
but you can go. They'll have Chinese food.
That's all right.
All right, let's talk a little Aaron Rodgers here. I mean, hey, this is taking a long time. It's taken a long time, and I don't understand what you gain from doing this. I really don't. Can somebody explain that to me? What do you get? What do you get from? What do you? Here we got. Remember, Bill Cowher hated Ben Roethlisberger, and if he could have had it his way, Tommy Maddox would still be the starter.
Bill Cowher wanted Phillip Rivers, and the team would have been exact same. Period. He wanted Phillip Rivers, not Roethlisberger. I don't see there wouldn't have been much difference in the team because Rivers, with that core of players and that defense, he would have easily won.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, can anybody tell me what do you benefit by and now you're hearing Broncos are interested in him. I mean, really? Yeah. Where the hell is that coming from?
Sean Payton.
Well, okay, but I mean, why?
That's probably.
I mean, Bo Nix more than likely. Is he going to be ready for camp?
I don't know. I haven't seen any of that stuff. I'd have to look it up.
And you can't tell me that that Rodgers would be when Bo Nix was ready, Rodgers would be the backup to Bo Nix. You think he would? You think he would like that? I mean, that's just ridiculous. That come out of the Mike Florio, I think, had wrote that about there was interest that the Broncos had interest in Rodgers. I just don't buy that. I think that's it's Steelers or bust. Okay, at this point in time, he's McCarthy's been talking that he's
he goes quite low. Probably.
Yeah, he's ready for camp.
I think the guy's ego is quite large, and he probably basks in being in control of the situation. I agree, Dave. That's a very good point. He doesn't have an entourage. I mean, he it's just him, and he likes it that way. But yeah, I mean, I think he's probably going to make the decision right before draft. I think, right? I mean, don't you guys think that? I mean, everybody's been saying that a couple of days before draft.
That right, Billy? Literally, I thought they put that out.
Yeah, I think he's gonna, and I think they've had talks. McCarthy's been saying, "Hey, we've been talking every week. We talk multiple times a week." He even said, and he said everything's been positive. I think that the deal's pretty much done. I think it's donezo. I just think that they're just waiting to kind of, he just wants to.
I personally think that Aaron will announce that he's coming back as the first pick of the Steelers in the 2026 draft.
He might do that. I mean, he may do that. I mean, I think if there's a chance he can make it all about him. I agree with Dave. His ego's large, and it's the fact that it's in Pittsburgh. If he can make it all about him, I think he's damn well going to do it. I don't think that he would let that. I don't think he would pass that chance up. I think it's a done deal. It was a done deal last year. Even Tomlin alluded to that. He said we knew he was coming. In so many words, he said, "Hey, we already knew he was coming. It wasn't announced till later." I think the fact that him and McCarthy have a history, and I think it's a done deal. It's just he wants to wait until he wants to strike when the iron's hot and get the most attention. I think. So, oh boy, he just won't give it up. So the Howard hater, who do you want at QB? I mean, since you know so much, go ahead, Mensa, educate us. Here's the thing, Ronald. It's his opinion, okay? It's his opinion. I mean, everybody's entitled to their opinion. I don't know why you're getting so angry about this. I mean, the
Steelers need a quarterback.
I mean, it's sports. It's not It's not politics. It's not affecting anybody's life. I'm
not a Steeler fan, so who do I want to for the Steelers quarterback? I mean, they don't have the starting quarterback on the team currently, so
yeah,
they just don't. It's not Rudolph. It's not Howard. They need a quarterback. Me personally, there's not much of drop off with Ty Simpson, but you're going to have to give up draft capital getting the Ty. You're going to have to fight for him because people are going to go after him. It's a quarterback needy league. If you don't have one, might as well not play in the league.
Yeah.
I think you got to get one. However you can get one, you get one because they are not good right now.
Well, no, and hey, listen. We all know Rooney doesn't want to rebuild, right? He doesn't want to rebuild. So this is a problem. This is an issue because you need a quarterback. First of all, I think you've got a better. I think you've got a better regime that's going to develop a quarterback now that Tomlin's gone. I do. I think you have a better. I think you definitely have a better. In Mike McCarthy. What?
There's hope that you can.
There's hope. Yeah. Mike McCarthy helped develop Dak Prescott. Now, some people can argue developed him into what? I mean, he's a halfway decent quarterback. He did take, they did go to the playoffs when Mike McCarthy was coach of the Cowboys. Listen, they thought they had their franchise quarterback with Kenny Pickett, and that was a complete disaster.
Sure.
And like I said, it set them back years. It really did. It set them back years. They need to get it right. I don't know if they will get it right, but they need to get it right. And I don't know, is Nussmeier the answer? I mean, we
Too
don't know.
small. He's too small.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not a large man. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the size of his hands?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
All right.
good hand size. I think they need a quarterback, and it's
Well, they do need a quarterback.
Yeah,
they
it's
do
gonna
need
be
a quarterback.
rudderless.
They've needed a quarterback ever since Roethlisberger retired. Period. And they've effed it up year after year, continuously. So I mean, I agree. All right, let's talk a little NFL news. Let's get into Penguins.
Is judging between who he's played with in college. No, it's not. We've seen it over and over again. We've seen the reps over and over again. Look, and I'll give you a perfect example. God rest his soul. He was at Ohio State, threw 52 touchdowns to pro wide receivers, and he was terrible in the NFL. Dwayne Haskins, same exact thing. He threw 52 at Ohio State with their pro offense. So sorry, he had a line. It's completely obvious. Look at the rest of them. I mean, it's just the opinion's there, but I have facts to back it up as well. So,
yeah. All right, let's talk NFL news. They wrapped up the meeting in Phoenix. There's going to be some rule changes this coming year. Got the onside kick flexibility. Teams can declare an onside kick at any time now during the game, removing the previous restriction to the fourth quarter, which I agree with. That I mean, I think that whole fourth quarter onside kick thing I think was stupid.
But they had to declare it, Billy, still?
Yes.
Got it.
They can declare it at any time now. So, let's see. Kickoff alignment. Receiving teams only need 5 players down from 6 with their front foot on the restraining line, allowing for more strategic depth in the setup zone. Yeah. Consultation on ejections. League personnel can now consult with on-field officials regarding player disqualifications for flagrant acts, even if a flag wasn't initially thrown. I almost said flown.
Flown.
Yeah.
Blow B.
Do you know how much the NFL referees make? The average NFL referee makes a year?
Yeah, 200,000.
Nope, wrong. They make $300,000, and they want $500,000.
Yeah.
So if they bring those,
Dave says DK Metcalf. Anyone?
No.
Go ahead, Dave. What are you saying, Dad?
The NFL, if they bring those replacement referees in, right?
Oh my God.
Well, first of all, they're going to open up Pandora's box with this review. They're going to send teams to every game. You're not going to ever be able to close that. You're just not.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Right.
You're not going to be able to close it. It's not going to happen.
Right.
They're not that great in the first place, though.
Look, the league needs owners and players. It doesn't need referees. They can do whatever they want.
Facts.
Right.
You know?
Facts.
Right. No, I agree. Yeah. I mean, well, they need to make full-time refs, period. They need to make it. They need to make the referee position full-time, and they need to get younger. We've said that before. You have these 60-year-olds out there that can't. I'm sorry, they can't keep up with the game. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's just that's just the facts of life, my man.
They're too slow. Yeah.
Let's talk about Chicago Bears. Commissioner Roger Goodell issued an ultimatum regarding the team's stadium choice, pushing for a resolution between Illinois and Indiana proposals. Listen, I heard that they're so far, right now, that they're more than likely going to move to Indiana. I mean, that's crazy that's going to happen. But, it's not good right now in the town, in the city of Chicago. They're so far, both sides are so far from the negotiating table. I think they're sending, telegrams to one another, I think, at this point in time. But that's just not, they're just not, it's not going good. And it looks like they're going to move to Indiana.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, to me, that you're going to have, I mean, let me ask you, because I don't know, where exactly in Indiana is this going to be at? Where's the proposal?
I don't know.
I didn't see any of that.
No say, senor.
I mean the Terre Haute, is it? I mean,
well, put it this way: if Signetti can bring football to the state, then maybe the Bears are going to follow lead.
Yeah.
The Bears.
I think it's crazy. I think the whole thing's crazy.
Indiana.
But I knew something was up. I know Hammond, Indiana. Okay, thanks, Dave. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Wolf
You
Lake.
know,
Is that
Here's-
Reggie Hammond?
That is Reggie Hammond. There's new sheriff.
here's the thing. Yeah, here's the thing. You know, I knew. You know, they were talking about Arlington Heights, about putting that huge stadium. And it would be a dome. And everybody's like, "Oh, this is going to be so good for the city." And I talked to a Chicago police officer that I know, and who actually knows. He's knows a lot of people on the board that were doing these proposals and negotiating this. And he said that is not going to happen. Like Arlington Heights, it's just simply not going to happen. They've voted it down numerous times. They tried to push it through every which way, and at this point in time, it's like trying to drive a square peg through a round hole. It's just not going to happen. And obviously, Soldier Field is a it's a venue that's not it's very old venue, very nostalgic. I know they've done some upgrades in recent years to it. But it's just not, they definitely need it. They've needed a new stadium for a while, and it's crazy that they're thinking about moving to Hammond, Indiana. Who would have thought that? So, all right, let's move into the Penguins.
The Penguins.
What are we thinking, guys? You know what? I mean, here we are. Not too many games left. Handful of games left. Are you liking what you're seeing? I mean, these last two games, I think they're playing with they're playing with their hair on fire. Really, it seems to me they're trying to do everything they can to get into this postseason, and I really believe, I really think that Dan Muse has done a fantastic job. What say you guys?
It's incredible. The city should be high. This draft thing's taken every way away from the city. We just hit the Penguins in the 48th minute. I hate to say that, but what in the world are we doing? This team's flying around.
We should have opened up with the Penguins, probably.
Yeah. Malkin, Novak, Mantha, Kendall. I mean, Soderblom. How about Tony Montana? How about this guy with 30 goals? There's a lot to be excited about on the offensive side of the game. I am so out of my mind with this team, but I do go
Carlson.
Back.
Carlson.
Goaltender. Whoa.
Yeah.
Carlson's playing out of his mind. He's controlling the entire game.
Yeah. I know. Carlson has been
goalie. What are we going to do with that?
Yeah. I mean, Carlson has put this team on his back in March. He has put this team back. I mean, you've had some, Crosby's been out. And he has just literally put this team on his back, and it's just been fantastic. 8-6-3 record.
He was doing it before that too, Bill.
Yeah, he was.
He was doing that before that too, Bill.
8-6-3 record while Crosby missed 10 games. He's had 9 goals, 15 assists in 17 games, and he's been the quarterback from the blue line all season.
And power play. I've noticed it too. There's a whole nother level to his skating and puck handling this year.
And I tell you what, he's the least replaceable right now. And to me, he's had the most value.
Yes,
I think you should. He should win a freaking Norris. He won't win a Norris, but he should get votes. I tell you that for the Norris Trophy. Between Monday's 8-3 win at the New York Islanders and Tuesday's 5-1 winner yesterday, they've scored 10 unanswered goals, and it's almost like it's
wasn't it?
Yeah, it feels like the early 90s when you had Lemieux and Reagor. Last night you and I were down there, Mac, working the game. It couldn't have went better. Aside from the dogs that we had to, aside from the dollar dogs that we had,
Pittsburgh fans.
Yeah, aside from the dollar dogs that we had to hump, and I had to get pulled, and out of the warehouse and wrap freaking hot dogs. But hey, you know what? Hey, some people have to make sacrifices, right? So.
He did it with a headset on, though, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that's impressive. Some people have to make sacrifices. Listen, I'm going to say there's flaws. Mac, you pointed it out. I think one of the big flaws, and I'm not piling on the guy. I'm not trying to kick him while he's down. But Sheloff has been. He's showed some promise. He's been decent when but he's also been bad. He's been bad in shootouts. He's Skinner. I think is the sure. And here's the thing. You need good goaltending to win a playoff series. You need good goaltending to win a playoff series. Stuart Skinner has won a few of those in Edmonton, right? You don't get to 2 finals in a row, and not be a good goaltender. I thought Miroshov should have been up. I thought they should have called him up a while ago.
They should have. Big mistake.
Yeah, right. I thought, but I think at this point in time, Skinner is your best bet at number 1, period. And should be moving forward. Sheloff's, hey, he played amazing.
I don't know why you don't call Miroshov up anyway. I don't understand how or why you don't do it now. Again, I agree with you that Skinner is your guy, but you have to be able to turn around and tap a guy on the shoulder. And do you tap Silovs? Are you kidding me?
Well, no. I'm gonna say this. You look at we had two games back to back, right? And on Monday night and Tuesday night.
Yes.
Look at what you had. Look at what you had on Monday night. Okay. Sheloff was all over the place. He was all over the place.
Yep.
He was, if it wasn't for the outburst of offense that we had and playing in the Islanders zone for most of the night, that game could have gotten away from them early. I'm glad it didn't, but there was the potential was there. If Sheloff was all over the place and he did not aside, and people say, well, how can you say that they won 8-3? Well, they won 8-3, but I tell you what, he didn't have a great game. And each of the 3 goals that he allowed were very shaky, very, very shaky.
I'll tell you this though, Bill, to mention a guy, Malkin coming back changed that team a lot. And when he wasn't in, they looked lost. I think a lot of people can look and say they looked really lost without Malkin because he's I don't know how, but he is being a leader, even with his maniac play. He's somehow leading, with his presence because it sure ain't by X's and O's because this guy does his own thing. But boy, did they missed him, man. And when he came back, they really started playing again, and look what we got. Wow, it's incredible.
Yeah, I agree. And he's been good all season, really. He's had a good year. I think he's had a very good year. And that almost makes you want to sign him again and bring him back. Well, I mean, hey, what are you going to do? I mean, he's played well, Ed. I mean, what are you going to
go back to Russia and you're going to keep your rebuild going because your youth is what's helped you this year. You had a coach that we mocked in the beginning of the year that he is someone who develops youth. We mocked him, remember, in the beginning of the year. And what has he done? He's brought players up and integrated them very well.
He's been great.
Winning, not because of Malkin. You got to get rid of these old people because you're not going to win a cup with him. So might as well just let him go off to Russia.
I disagree with you on that. He's been
a cup with Malkin. You're not winning a cup this year anyway. So why not just continue the rebuild, bring the youth up?
I'm not going to argue that point. I'm definitely not going to argue that point because I don't think they have the goaltending to win a cup. I don't think
if they had goaltending, we would have a different discussion on this.
That's right.
I wouldn't. Sorry.
That's right.
Listen, you could shake your head and you can go into the back window of the car and be the bobblehead. But no one else on the planet disagrees with this team.
You guys are homers when it comes to the Penguins. They're not good. They're not. Come on.
If they had a goaltender,
with the hot goalie, always
be honest. Be honest with yourselves. You're not winning the cup this year. Even if you had the best goalie in the league, you're not winning the cup.
See, folks, you know what this is? This is when you come from a crap hole city.
Please do the Pittsburgh argument for me. Hit it.
And you root for these teams.
Let me hear the Pittsburgh argument.
Successful in years.
Yeah. And the last championship you had was when? When was the last championship?
This is what happens.
Washington's 4 since then.
Hey, Bill, throw out a question to the field. We can, me, you, and Trace, we can be 3 guys in a truck and move him permanently to North Carolina. What do you say, fans? Speak up. We want to hear about this.
Yes, have some. I would love to, because I'd still make fun of your Pittsburgh team. You're not, come on. The reason you're better this year is because you've named the youth. That's why.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, the youth has been great, but Malkin has been a contributor, and so is Crosby. I mean, Crosby obviously is always a contributor. You're not going to argue that, Ed.
No, I told you
you're not going to argue about Crosby
9 years ago, and you'd have an even better team now. But you're just going to keep.
Well, Letang definitely, Malkin, yeah. All right. The fact that a loss against the Islanders would have dropped their playoff percentage close to 50-50, and now they have a 95% chance to make it. Those are 2 huge statement games. Yeah, I mean, they said that, Dave. They said, "Hey, you got to beat Islanders." I know. We're gonna get it to it. I want to respond to his comment there, Skizix. The Islanders, they needed that win, and then you needed to come home and you needed to beat the Detroit Red Wings. And guess what? You did it in great fashion. You kicked the Islanders' ass 8-3, and then you came home and you beat up on the Red Wings 5-1. So there you have it. I mean, it's they needed those wins, and but they got to keep it
that big one. Don't forget that big one against Ottawa. That big point.
Oh yeah. We watched that. Hashtag team. Okay.
No, that's not what it says, Bill. Go read
okay.
It.
Team Ed.
There you go.
Bill. I'm not teamed is what it says.
Okay.
Hashtag teamed.
Well, they're from Boston.
Your cousin from Boston.
We're gonna go with hashtag team. We're not going there. We're not going there.
I've already enlarged the doorway so I can get my head through.
All right. I mean, I think I think the Penguins are on the right track. I think they're on the I think they're on the right track. And let me tell you something, Mantha's probably going to get a 5-year deal somewhere. Probably not here. I don't think he's going to, $30 million. He's going to get,
Anthony Mantha, originally from Detroit.
Yeah, he's in free agency. He's going to get a deal. He's definitely going to get a deal. So, I mean, he's had major knee surgery 16 months ago. I don't think you want to, 31-year-old, but he's had a career season. All right, let's talk a little Pirates.
The Buckles
winning today, 8-3.
Tree.
Paul Skeens returns to form. Had a rough opening day, folks. But he returned to form today. Looked good. Allowing just run 3 hits while striking out 5 over 5 innings. O'Neal Cruz, I don't know. Hey, benching him, his little bloops that he had in the outfield, which were just I don't know how you could do that, but the lax baseball IQ is the only thing I can think of.
Billy, I had a really good conversation with Jared today about that with Cruz, right? And I'm all for, I think we should move Cruz and whatnot. And
I do too.
We should have faith in this dude because we think with the talent level and whatnot, it'll come back on us, even with his baseball IQ the way it is. And he also talked about we possibly move him to DH and let Magnum play out in center field. But then what are you going to do with Ozuna, who has potential 30 or 40 home runs maybe, right? I don't know.
Tracy, he does not. Ozuna's come on. He was 232 with 17 last year. Come on. There's no way.
He only had 17 last year. Then Ozuna should be the guy we move, would be the next point, Edward. Thank you.
You move him to carry all the bags and the balls is what you do.
No, we need a third baseman is what we need. Because right now we have Gonzalez playing shortstop, which I actually like. I'm not a fan of Triola there, Eddie. Billy. Sorry.
Let me say this. Triola sucks. Okay? He sucks. Here's the thing. You want to get bats in the lineup. You know who this is? You know who Triola is? He's another Brian Hayes. Oh, he's great defensively. Who gives him? You know what? Who cares? He's you want to score offense. You want to get this. That's been their supposedly. And I mean, hey, they signed O'Hearn and Lau, and both have been amazing so far this season. I mean, they've Ozuna not so much. Ozuna
hasn't done much.
Yeah.
No, you got Lau with 3, Cruz with 3, Reynolds with 2, and O'Hearn with 2, Bill.
And that's another thing. Brian Reynolds, everybody said, I think, and I said, hey, give him some time. He's not a good cold weather player. he's I think as it warms up, he's going to start to warm up. Brian Reynolds.
Well, the other part of that,
You got
that
the
I like
answer
is
though, boys.
that
They moved their eight. They moved their 8 hitter to 2. Gonzalez is hitting 2 now.
Right.
What?
That's because Triolo is batting 150. He's 100 points higher than Ozuna.
He's terrible. I mean,
Higher than Ozuna.
I know Ozuna's terrible too. Ozuna's bad. But
Well,
for Triola,
I mean,
you're hitting off because he's the good defensive. Okay, here we go. Key Brian Hayes 2.0.
Now, when they bring up Connor Griffin,
Minus the back problems.
when they bring up Connor Griffin, I do believe that Gonzalez moves to third base because I don't think it's a natural position at shortstop for him. I think second was, but I think third will match up a lot better with him, and we might have something. But if we can get rid of Ozuna and move Triolo, get some type of third baseman, possibly another outfielder, we'd be all right.
Yeah.
Well, you got pitching. So.
Opening
Pitching's
day.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said.
You know what? I thought Ashcraft had a good outing the other day. I thought he was,
Skeens, Chandler, right? Mitch Keller, yeah.
At the
Howard, 4-13.
That's John.
Look at that. A young man there.
Yeah, I know that.
Sexy.
Hey, how about this? Pirates legends Brian Giles and Jason Kendall slated to throw out. He's going to throw out the first pitch. Giles, Kendall's going to catch him. I want to say one thing real quick. Giles, that dude. I mean, he was jacked when he played for us.
He was intense, huh?
He was. I often wonder, and supposedly he was never on any PEDs. He was 2008. Yeah, I mean, he was jacked. Like he was. It's one of my favorite players, Brian Giles. I always liked him, and it's going to be nice. I'm going to be actually down there working that, so I'll be working an open day, enjoying that. So he should have won the MVP, but Bonds,
yeah.
Let's close out. I guess talk a little Riverhounds here. I'll tell you what, big win on Saturday night, big win last night in the Open Cup. They're moving right along here. Looking good. I mean, I thought Ed and I were both down there covering the game on Saturday. The only thing I can say is, you go up 2-0 at halftime and you kind of faltered a little bit, wouldn't you say, Ed? I mean,
Well, you came out and you go up 3-0. So you're up 3-0 and they took the foot off the gas, which they probably shouldn't have, but they rebounded. He made some in-game adjustments with the substitutions that stabilized the midfield, and they were able to hold out there because they didn't have anything. Sporting Jacksonville didn't have anything after about the 78th minute. So he made those subs and then settled them down, and they won, which was great. But I think they're coming along. I'm with you. I think they're going to be a different team.
Yeah, and we all talked about it. I mean, like I said, they had a good game Saturday against Jacksonville. The Open Cup game you won last night as well against a team that was the Virginia Dream. I mean, they but
you again.
Yeah, you're going to go to Indy this weekend Saturday. Play the Indy 11. Going to face your old goalkeeper. And Eric Dick, and it's and then you're going to Birmingham right after that, and then you're back home on the April 18th against Detroit. So, but I think they're rolling right along. I think I think they're looking good. I like this team. I like the way that Rob Vincent and his philosophy. I think that they've done a pretty damn good job so far. So
yeah, I'm with
all
you.
right, folks, that's all time we got for tonight. Anything else, guys, you want to add before I close it out?
Well, Howard sucks. I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud? I was actually reading my notes from the show. Yep. Sorry about that.
Go Pens. How about that?
Yeah, go Pen. Tomorrow night, you're facing the Tampa Bay Lightning. And apparently they're going to have a watch party down at the arena for that. So, so I don't know. But we'll see what happens there. We'll have a lot to talk about next week. Next week we actually might have a guest on. So more to follow on that. But thanks everybody for tuning in. And hey, we will talk to you next week.
Yeah.